Truth be told, the modern world is a biological disaster zone. Between the endocrine disrupting chemicals in our food, water, and air, the nutrient depleted fake food masquerading as fuel, and a medical establishment that thinks normal ranges are actually healthy, it's a miracle we aren't all just piles of gelatinous goo. If you're feeling like a shadow of your former self, exhausted, soft, and mentally foggy, you've probably been told it's just part of aging. This is a lie. As a physician with degrees in osteopathic medicine, naturopathic medicine, and a PhD in nutrition, I've spent decades looking at how the body actually works, not just how to mask symptoms with a pill. Most testosterone therapy Sarasota patients have already been through the franchise low T shops. They see a number on a lab sheet, hand you a needle, and send you on your way. At the Age Reversal Technology Center, ARTC, we don't do band-aids. We do regeneration. We look at the entire hormonal ecosystem, identifying why your production crashed in the first place, and using advanced technology to force your body back into an anabolic/regenerative state. Everyone thinks testosterone is just about what happens in the bedroom. While libido is a major indicator, focusing solely on it is like checking the radio when your car's engine is smoking. Testosterone is a systemic master regulator. It dictates your metabolic rate, your bone density, your cognitive clarity, your motivation level, and your emotional stability. Men and women throughout the area come to us for testosterone therapy. Sarasota physicians at conventional clinics simply aren't equipped to provide. If you are experiencing any of the following, you aren't getting old, you are degenerating. Unexplained weight gain, specifically that stubborn spare tire around the midsection that doesn't respond to exercise. The brain fog phenomenon, struggling to focus, losing your competitive edge, or feeling like your mental processor is running on a dial-up connection. Muscle wasting, sarcopenia. You hit the gym, but your body looks like it's melting and your strength is waning. You're losing the battle against gravity. Mood swings and irritability. The grumpy old man syndrome is often just a clinical androgen deficiency. Chronic fatigue, waking up tired after 8 hours of sleep. Your mitochondria are essentially on strike. Walk into any of the franchise low T shops popping up in Lakewood Ranch or Sarasota, and you'll see the same thing. A cookie-cutter approach that ignores the root cause. They treat testosterone like a fuel tank. If it's low, just pour more in. But why is the tank leaking? Most clinics offering testosterone therapy to Sarasota patients first ignore metabolic health. They don't look at your gut microbiome, your micronutrient status, or your nutritional health optimization. They certainly don't look at your microvascular health. If your capillaries are shut down, that testosterone you're injecting isn't even reaching the target tissues. It's just circulating in your blood, waiting to be converted into estrogen by your belly fat, a process called aromatization that leads to man boobs and more irritability. At ARTC, we don't just prescribe hormones. We orchestrate a biological reset. We aren't interested in making your labs look normal for an 80-year-old. We want to optimize you for high-performance living. My approach is built on what I call the Wolverine Healing Protocol. We don't just replace, we activate. Before we talk about prescriptions, we look at the foundational 5 M's: microcirculation, mitochondria, metabolism, metabolic reserve/muscle, and membranes. Hormones do not operate in a vacuum. If your mitochondria are dysfunctional, your cells can't use the hormones we provide. If your metabolism is broken, you'll just store more fat. This is why our testosterone therapy Sarasota protocol is inherently different. We use comprehensive diagnostics. We go way beyond total T. We look at free T, SHBG, estradiol, DHT, prolactin, and a full metabolic panel. If you're up for it, we'll dig further with the glycocheck, the only verified way to assess your microvascular health, or the cell well-being test, which uses a live tissue sample to evaluate your epigenetics and identify the primary stressors impacting your health and organs. Nutritional foundation. We address the deficiencies that stall hormone production. Protein, zinc, magnesium, vitamin D, and boron are just the start. Synergistic technology. We integrate EWOT, exercise with oxygen therapy, and ARX, adaptive resistance exercise, to create a physiologic demand for the hormones we are introducing. EWOT is the only thing ever documented to open and reset the entire microvascular system to youthful levels. We are located near the intersection of University Parkway and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard, serving Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch, and Bradenton. While others are opening longevity clinics that are basically high-end spas, we remain a clinical powerhouse focused on evidence-based regeneration. For men, testosterone therapy Sarasota at ARTC is about restoring the alpha state, but we do it safely. Mainstream medicine has spent years trying to scare men away from TRT, claiming it causes heart attacks and prostate issues. The truth is exactly the opposite. Low testosterone is a major risk factor for cardiovascular disease and is actually associated with increased risk of prostate problems. We utilize bioidentical testosterone, not the synthetic garbage Big Pharma loves to push because they can patent it. We prioritize delivery methods that mimic the body's natural rhythm as much as possible. More importantly, we monitor you like an elite athlete. We check your hematocrit, your PSA, and your estrogen levels in addition to total and free testosterone to ensure your optimization doesn't come with unwanted side effects. The goal is improved sexual function, energy, and mood. We want you back in the game, whether that's on the golf course, in the boardroom, or in the bedroom. Just as important, testosterone helps build muscle and lean body mass, which are essential for optimum health and peak performance. To be fully effective, however, it is crucial to cover the nutritional basis, getting the proper amounts of protein daily, and performing resistance training. We have the latest and greatest resistance training equipment called ARX, adaptive resistance exercise. Its claim to fame is the ability to add strength and muscle extremely well with just one 20-minute workout per week. It does take significant effort and doesn't do it for you, but it is the most effective and time-efficient strength training available. Here's a dirty little secret the franchise clinics won't tell you. Women need testosterone too. In fact, women have more testosterone in their bodies than they do estrogen. When a woman's T levels drop, often starting in her 30s, she loses her drive, her muscle tone, and her spark. Women seeking testosterone therapy at Sarasota clinics rarely discuss this openly. Most ignore women's hormonal needs or just throw a low-dose birth control pill at them. At ARTC, we specialize in bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, BHRT, for women, treating the transition through perimenopause and menopause not as a disease, but as a period of hormonal rebalancing. Research indicates that testosterone therapy can significantly improve mood and cognitive symptoms in women during the menopausal transition. Our protocols help women reclaim libido, restoring the physiological desire that often vanishes with age, protect bone density. Testosterone is a potent signal for bone remodeling, sharpen cognition, eliminating the brain fog that makes daily tasks feel like a marathon, maintain lean tissue, helping you keep your shape even when your weight management and metabolism feel like they are failing. This is where ARTC leaves every other clinic in Florida in the dust. If you just take testosterone and sit on your couch, you're wasting your money. You need to give those hormones a job description. 1. ARX, adaptive resistance exercise. This is what makes Testosterone Therapy Sarasota at ARTC fundamentally different from anywhere else. Traditional weights are inefficient. You're limited by your weakest point, the sticking point. ARX technology uses computer-controlled resistance to match your strength perfectly through the entire range of motion. This creates a super physiologic stimulus, forcing your body to use optimized hormone levels to build dense, functional muscle and bone. 2. EWOT, exercise with oxygen therapy. Your hormones travel through your blood. If your microvasculature is constricted or leaky, those hormones never reach your cells. EWOT involves breathing 93% pure oxygen while performing a short burst of exercise. And this increases dissolved oxygen and the partial pressure of oxygen in your blood, along with increased CO2 levels, thereby forcing it into the deep tissues and washing out toxins. Pair this with a microvascular health assessment, and you have a complete picture of what's blocking your results. We don't do drive-through medicine. Every testosterone therapy Sarasota patient who walks through our doors gets a real deep dive, not a 10-minute consultation and a printed protocol. The consultation. We spend time discussing your history, your goals, and your why. I want to know about your sleep, your stress, and your fake food intake. The lab work. A comprehensive panel that looks at the full picture. The protocol. A customized plan that may include bioidentical testosterone, peptides, nutritional supplements, and a schedule for ARX and EWOT. The follow-up. We don't just set it and forget it. We retest and fine-tune your levels every 3 to 6 months. This is what separates testosterone therapy Sarasota patients experience at ARTC from anything they've tried before. A living protocol that evolves with your biology. How long does it take? Most patients report improved mental clarity and energy within the first 2 to 3 weeks. Significant changes in body composition and strength usually manifest between weeks 8 and 12, provided you are following the Wolverine Healing Protocol.